Every man thinks he's in control of love, until one single move from a woman flips his entire world upside down. And if you know this move, he doesn't just like you, he falls for you in a way that feels undeniable. Think about it. Most people chase, overgive, or try to impress. But men don't fall for effort. They fall for the feeling of being seen. When a man feels like you believe in him, when you show him trust in just the right way, suddenly he can't get enough of you. It's not about being perfect. It's not about playing games. It's about giving him the rare feeling that he matters. And once you do that, the chase begins, but this time, he's chasing you. If this resonates with you so far, don't just listen, because once you learn how to create this feeling, you'll never wonder again if he's truly falling for you. And if you're ready for even deeper insights like this, make sure you stay till the end, because I'm going to show you exactly how to put this into action starting today. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something right now. You can buy every bit of makeup in the world, wear the most stylish clothes, and know every single trick out there, but there's one move that will make a man fall for you in a way he won't even be able to explain to himself. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been around relationships for a long time. I've heard all kinds of stories, seen the games people play, and watched folks bend over backward just to get the attention of someone they like. And let me tell you, we often make this thing called love way more complicated than it needs to be. Now, I know a lot of people think men are mysterious, hard to figure out, like some big puzzle you can't solve. But truth is, we're not that mysterious. We're actually pretty simple. The real problem is, so many people waste their time trying the wrong things to get our attention. I know what you've been told. Dress a certain way, use certain words, play hard to get, act like you don't care, all that nonsense. But I'm here tonight to give you the real truth, straight and clear. Because once you actually understand how men think, you stop wasting your time on all the extra stuff, and you start focusing on what really matters. Here's the deal with us men. When we walk into a room, sure, we look around and notice things, the hair, the smile, the outfit, all the surface stuff. That's normal. But that's just the outside. You can look great, smell amazing, and talk smooth, but if you don't reach our heart, none of that lasts. You might catch our attention for a moment, but you won't keep it. And holding a man's attention, that's the real key. That's where this one move comes in. It's not a magic trick. It's not some game. It's something deeper, something that goes right past the surface and lands straight in a man's heart. Because even if he can't explain it, he knows how it feels when it happens. See, most men walk around with an invisible shield on. We live in a world that tells us to stay strong, never show weakness, carry the weight without complaining. And we do it because that's how we're raised. But it also means there aren't many spaces where we can just breathe and be ourselves. When you become that safe space, when you make a man feel like he doesn't have to perform, doesn't have to prove himself all the time, that's powerful. And you can't fake it. You can't just say, I value you, and not really mean it. We can feel it. Men have a radar for real versus fake. And trust me, if you're just acting, we'll know. But when it's genuine, when you actually see us for who we are, when you notice the little things we do, when you appreciate the effort, even if it's not perfect, that's when you win us over. Let me put it simply. Imagine a man who's been working all day, dealing with stress, trying to pay bills, trying to handle life's demands. He comes home, and instead of hearing what he didn't do, he hears, I'm proud of you. Or instead of getting a list of problems, he sees a smile and hears, thank you for what you do. That right there, that's the move. You cut straight through his armor and touched his heart. It's not about agreeing with every word he says, and it's not about never challenging him. It's about making him feel like he's more than just his paycheck, more than his job, more than what he provides. It's about showing him he is valued as a man, not only as a provider. And here's the beautiful part. When a man feels that from you, when he knows you're there for who he is and not just for what he gives, he'll give you his whole self. He'll open up, he'll show up fully, he'll protect you, And he'll love you in a way no book, no trick, no article about how to get a man could ever teach. Because once you touch a man's heart, his mind follows and his actions will prove it every single day. Have you noticed how everybody out here is trying so hard to impress someone? People are buying clothes they can't really afford, driving cars they can't keep up with, posting photos online pretending their life is perfect, all for a bit of attention. But none of that matters if you can't connect with someone on a real human level. The fancy stuff might grab attention for a second, but connection, that's what makes a man stay. And let me tell you something about men. Yes, we love beauty. We notice style and we see confidence. But what really sticks with us isn't just what we see with our eyes, it's what we feel when we're around you. What we remember is the feeling you leave us with. That's why I always say, you can't win someone's heart by only showing them the best parts of your life. You have to be real. You have to be genuine. And for a man, that kind of honesty is like fresh air. I remember a friend once told me about a woman he had just met. She wasn't the flashiest in the room. She didn't wear the most expensive clothes. She wasn't pretending to be something she wasn't. But he said something that stayed with me. Man, she made me feel like I didn't have to try so hard. And that's rare. Because most of us men are walking around with our guard up every single day, performing, competing, proving. Think about it. Men are constantly under pressure to succeed, to provide, to never show weakness. That's the world we live in, and because of that, we don't often get the chance to just relax and be ourselves. But when a man meets someone who makes him feel like he can put down the mask, when he feels like he doesn't need to prove himself every second, that's when you start to see the real him. And if you can see that real version of him and love it, not just the polished version, that's when you have something truly powerful. That's why real life moments, real conversations and relatable stories matter when you're connecting with someone. They remind us you're human too, that you're not perfect, and that you're willing to meet us where we are. Because let's be honest, perfection isn't relatable. Nobody connects with perfect. What we connect to is honesty, vulnerability, those moments when someone says, I see you, I understand you, and I'm not here to judge you. A man will fall for that kind of energy long before he falls for a picture-perfect post online. Because deep down we're all searching for someone who feels like home, not just someone who looks good walking beside us. Home isn't about how things look. It's about comfort, trust, and knowing you're safe. And for a man, finding that is priceless. When you share a laugh, when you tell a story that makes him think, wow, I can actually be myself with this person, you're doing more than just making him smile. You're breaking down walls. And once those walls come down, everything else in love becomes so much easier. The conversations begin to flow easier, the trust grows stronger, and that's when real love has space to grow. Here's the truth. When you connect with a man on a deeper level, you're not just reaching his thoughts, you're touching his emotions. And that's the very thing that makes him think about you when you're not there. That's what makes him want to call you, want to spend more time with you, and want to keep investing in the relationship. Because it's not about what you can get from him. It's about how he feels when he's around you. And let me be real with you right now. The world is full of people who look good but don't know how to connect. That's why so many relationships die out quickly. But when you have that true connection, when he feels like he doesn't have to be perfect for you to value him, you stop being just another person in his life. You become the one he can't imagine life without. So many people think love is some complicated puzzle. They think it takes all these steps, rules, and strategies to get someone's attention. But the truth is, sometimes it's one small thing that makes all the difference. And with men, there's one simple move that changes everything. The problem is, most people go after the wrong thing. They focus on the surface instead of the heart. They try to impress with looks, money, or status, thinking that's what will make someone stay. Sure, that might make a man notice you for a while, but if you want him to truly stay, You've got to reach a deeper place. Men may not admit it, but we're not as tough as we act. We walk around pretending we've got it all handled, but inside we've got doubts, fears, and things we carry every single day. And the move I'm talking about works so well because it cuts through all those walls and speaks to a part of us we rarely talk about. Think about it. Every man you meet has grown up hearing that he has to be strong, that he has to handle business, and that he can't show weakness. That means most of us have learned to hide parts of who we are. We don't always share our feelings. We don't always let people see the real us. And in many relationships, men are still playing that role, even with the person closest to them. But the one move that changes everything is when you show a man he doesn't have to perform for you. When he feels like he can show you the good, the bad, and everything in between, and you still see him as valuable. That's not only powerful, it's rare. I've seen it happen. I've seen men who swore they'd never settle down, who said they weren't the relationship type, completely change their mindset because they met someone who made them feel safe. And it wasn't because she was the most beautiful in the room. It wasn't because she had the perfect figure or the biggest circle of friends. It was because around her, they felt like they didn't have to prove themselves every second. And when a man feels that way, something flips in his mind. Suddenly, he's not just thinking about you in the moment, he's picturing his future with you. Because the truth is, a man may feel attraction to many people in his life, but he only gives his heart to the one who makes him feel truly understood. And here's the surprising part. This move isn't loud. It's not flashy. It doesn't require grand gestures. It's in the small things. It's in listening to him without instantly judging,